Good afternoon. Well, with the uncertainty of the local sports in this country due to the outbreak of the coronavirus, with the federal government officially placing the ban of mass gatherings of more than 500 people from tomorrow, with the announcement of tightening our borders from midnight tonight with the self-isolation, we as a football nation need to be vigilant during these tough times. I know Football Victoria under Peter Filopoulos will make the right decision on whether or not the season will continue at such time, and if there will be a lockout of fans from games moving forward for the health and safety of the players, referees, officials and staff of the clubs. I know at the end of the day, they will make the right decision for this competition moving forward. Whether it's we play in empty stadiums and the masses will watch it on Facebook or YouTube, or go down the same path of some of the other local NPL leagues in this country who have already suspended their competition. No matter what happens after this afternoon or this evening, we will become stronger from it, and I know Football Victoria has the best interest of every fan who lives and breathes this sport. So that's enough for me in regards to that one. Sit back, relax, enjoy some quality football between the Dandenong Thunder and Port Melbourne Sharks from George Andrews Reserve. As I welcome Mickey Ferraro. Mick, good afternoon. Let's hope that we can keep everyone's minds off from what's happening in the world right now and have a great game between the two sides who are both undefeated no matter where they are on the table.
Tomo, thank you for having me here alongside you in this contest here. As you mentioned, both teams unbeaten in the early sort of realms of the season. And it's a tale of sort of mixed form at their home grounds. Dandy starting so well this year with 3 wins from 3. Obviously with that reverse fixture from last week against Eastern, they were pretty lucky to have that home game. But nevertheless, they'll be looking to notch the 4th win here. And for the visitors, well, they haven't had much luck at home themselves. They've drawn basically all their games. So maybe their sort of fortunes will turn around as they're away here. And conditions aren't too bad. It's a little bit of wind about, but should be good for football as the Sharks are in their yellow kits with the nice red and blue stripes. I'll just go through the lineups here. We'll start with the visitors. And it's going to be in goals, Matt Symes, the captain. From the back, we've got Chris Koussis on the left. Kaio De Godoy. Number 5, number 15, Ross Archibald. Number 21, Maker. In the middle of the park, we've got 17, Evan Christodoulou. Number 8, Matt Interminable. Playmaker, number 22, from Japan, Yuta Konagaya. He's been in red-hot form. He's netted 3 this season already. From the left, it's Chris Duggan. Number 7, and number 14 on the right, it's Kamal Ibrahim. And the beacon up front, it's Milos Lujic, number 9. As for the home side, as we are underway here, number 1, it's Francesco. From the back, it's number 12, Elaine Papi. Number 3, Keegan Sheridan. Number 4, Jamal Ali. Number 5, Medicine Mehmeti. From the middle of the park, Tali Orr. As an early shot on goal there is thwarted there by the keeper. Number 6, Harry Ashcroft, who's in today. There was some suspect sort of injuries leading into this one, but he's made the starting lineup. And from the front, Zelfi Nazari. On the right, we've got Ali Sulemani, number 21, Giuseppe Marafiotti, and the captain, Brandon Barnes. There's a flurry forward here, and it's going to be seen through for a goal kick. Your thoughts, Tomo?
It's going to be a good game. Port Melbourne, they escaped with 1 point. Dandenong Thunder have had a win as well in their last fixtures alone. I'm going to go with Dandenong Thunder. I think after the 1-0 win against the Eastern Lions last week, which had to be postponed and moved to Labour night instead of their traditional fixture that they had earlier due to, again, Eastern Lions not having their ground up to scratch, I think Thunder will get away here 2-1.
And I think most of the supporters here would be hoping for the same thing as the corner goes in. And there's some calls there for maybe a handball. But it looks like it's going to be another corner here from this near side and this broadcast side. It's a good early chance here for the away side. They'd love to get on the score sheet early on, as both teams are pretty stingy here at the start of this season, of this NPL season. As the corner comes in, there's another in-swinger is dealt with there by the defence. There's a throw here. It's going to be an early ball. Okay, that's got to be a handball, surely, as the shot goes away. That's parried there by Francis Sewell. It did look like there was a slight handball to control that, as the shot was, it came off in the end, was the Sulemani. It's going to be another corner here for the Sharks. It's another in-swinger. And it's flashed across goal, and it's going to be another corner on this far side. This is good early pressure here, Tomo.
Early good sequence there from the Port Melbourne Sharks. I will also bring out the referees too. So the main referee on field today is Chris Hope, accompanied by Jake Keating, Puya Gadarian, and our fourth official is Alejandro Azcua.
There might be called interaction here early. It's going to be an in-swinger from the right-hand side. It's back post header. It's just bounced over there. I think it might have been Kaio Degodoy there with that header. So a good start here for the Sharks. As I've mentioned, tame conditions so far, so should be good for the next 90 minutes of football. And we're looking here for goals, aren't we, Tomo? We've got one gone either side of the pitch. In Brandon Barnes, he's already netted for as he controls this one here. He's looking for the run. This is Nazari. Now looking for a penalty shout there, but Chris Hope there has just waved that one away. It's going to be a goal kick.
That came off Marafiotti there too. I was going to say with Port Melbourne, early signs, great stuff there from Chris Kousas and Milos Luic, probably the two main guys in goals for Port Melbourne. But as you said, Brandon Barnes has had a barnstormer, no pun intended there. As the captain of Danny Thunder, he's just had a phenomenal start to the season, and that's the reason why they're in the top three at the moment.
And he was pretty crucial last year in putting away a lot of goals last year to keep them up. You know, we only sort of remember back from last year as the ball goes in from Kunagaya. There's a flag here on this near side, but we reflect back to last year. Tomo, they were in a playoff to just stay in the competition, and they've really put that behind them and started so well here.
Yeah, it's been good for the Thunder, and I remember watching a lot of their games last season, and they were struggling. As I said, you know, when Brandon Barnes wasn't on fire, they were losing games like 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. It just wasn't good for Danny Thunder's chances of staying promoted, but thankfully they did, and it's a completely different Danny Thunder lineup under Samson Amazi here.
Yeah, especially with the way they've started. They've had some good early wins. They had a great derby win their first week of the NPL, and then they beat the champions from last year as well in Bentley Green. So it's important to get those wins under the belt early, and they can set themselves up today with a win, and they'll shoot straight to second. Obviously, with Oakley going down in a shock result from Friday night, Green Gully getting the win there as they were victors with the 3-0 win. It's Manafiotti here. He's going to get the return ball. Might be an early corner here for the home side. So set piece opportunities for both sides here. No, opening 6 minutes of play. It's going to go all the way back to Nazari. It's a diagonal ball, but it's going to be seen out for a goal kick. That was Mercy Mehmeti there with the rebound ball.
I was going to mention a lot of the set-piece corner kicks too. They're going to rely heavily on Marafiotti. Also saw Ashcroft in the box there, so probably their two main reliable headers if they can try and get their first goal. You know, Brandon Barnes is going to be double-teamed all day, and that's one thing that Port Melbourne want to try and shut down.
Saw a nice little link-up play there for the Sharks. It's ultimately resulted in a throw-in here for Thunder. It's Brandon Barnes with the ball. Nice little dinky ball there, but thwarted by the defence. We've got a throw in on this far side. This is Sulemani to get us back underway. They'll be looking to get the ball into the playmaker there in Conagaya. There's a bit of a misty haze comes across the ground here. This is Kamal Ibrahim on this near side. It's a questionable ball there, but they're going to let the play go on. This is Matafiotti. That's well defended there. That's well played by Ross Archibald. Solid in defence. There's some room to move here for Conagaya. Early first time ball there from Ibrahim. It's chased down there well by Keegan Sheridan. And Brandon Barnes is going to be offside here, but they're going to let the play continue. As the Thunder's just happy for the back four just to hold onto the ball for the Sharks. You can just hear words from Sharks coach just to sort of move it quickly, Tomo.
Yeah, Pittick being very boisterous down near us. Thankfully, the beauty of being between the two benches, we can hear what both coaches will be saying throughout the course of the afternoon. We can relay that to the fans who are watching.
Yeah, for all those followers out there watching on the streams and on the NPL YouTube and Facebook pages. There's a really good spot here, Tomo, just on the balcony here. It's a good little setup here at George Andrews Reserve. So we might be seeing a long throw in here. It's a good contest. This is Mehmeti. He's got the shot on there. That's high and wide. But got to test the keepers here early on. Keep them honest. It's a nice little play there from Port Melbourne from the back. They're linking up well here. Strong challenge. That was number 6, Harry Ashcroft, is in the side today. Smack bang in the middle of the park. Heavy touch there. That's met well with that challenge. It's the first time ball looking for Barnes here. Looks to swing it in early. It's a great ball into the 6-yard box. That's well claimed by Matt Symes. And he releases early. There's Matafiotti just fighting for the ball there. There's a bit of shirt pulling. It's going to fall to the feet of Duggan. That's a foul there for Milos Lulic. He's done his job. He's brought the ball to ground. They can set up here.
They can set up the Port Melbourne Sharks. It was going to complement the good diagonal ball cross from Brandon Barnes into Marifiotti, but Matt Symes was in the prime position to claim that ball. He was looking for the header too, Brandon Barnes off Marifiotti.
This is Maker here, just chasing it down. That's well played between the keeper there and the right back. And there's space here. There's a good early ball into Duggan. That's well thought of there by Puppy, and he's might have thought he won the throw there, but we've got a throw in on this near side. Evenly poised this game, Tomo.
Indeed, as we see Ibrahim bring the ball back in, it's a good opportunity for Port Melbourne to go inside the 18-yard box, or they were going to go inside the 18-yard box, and fortunately have lost possession and it's gone back to the Thunder. He's
strong on the ball there. He's allowed to turn, but the referee's waving play on. He's just letting things go, as there was support there by the Port Melbourne Sharks. This is Duggan here. This finds Conagaya. Shifts it across to the left-hand side. Puppy not really clearing it there. That's well played there by the defender. And Keegan Sheridan just having the experience.
Let's say Thunder looked more disciplined early on in the proceedings. Port Melbourne rushing a little bit. You've seen them playing from the back four. I know there's a couple of teams that are doing that exact same where they play from the back four before they go forward, and it just hasn't worked for them yet. Dandenong have just met every answer that Port Melbourne have been trying to pull.
It's a good ball here on the left. It's Duggan chasing it down. Manages to keep it in. Swings it in. And that's just gone beyond there for Milos Lulic. There's a good target up there up forward.
After stints at South Melbourne and most recently the Oakley Cannons as well, Milos Lulic. Excellent firepower under Adam Piddick, and good signing for Port Melbourne during the off-season. They really needed someone like him. They lost Finn Beekhurst, who went to Bentley. He was a vocal part of Port Melbourne's mid-table finish last season too, Beekhurst, in a couple of those crucial games, especially towards the end.
He just gives him a focal point, Tomo, I think, especially with guys around him like Conagaya and Duggan, and as we see Kamal Ibrahim on the ball, just gives that one away. This is Jamal Ali, flanking down the right-hand side. He cuts in. He's pulled down, and that's going to be a foul. It's just outside the 18-yard box. As we hear the vocal shouts here from the gaffer, Sam Almazi. I think the referee was just letting that sort of play out, maybe to see if there was an advantage, but he gave the right call. And a good position here for the home side. Just outside the 18-yard box. Tomo, who's going to be taking this one?
Just trying to see from afar. Barnes is there. Of course, the Nazari's there too. Just trying to pinpoint their little setup.
And it's Barnes here with the in-swinger. And he's goaled it! In off the post. Brandon Barnes with the lovely little finesse on his left foot. And that takes his tally to 5 goals for the year in a matter of 5 weeks. And he puts the Thunder up 1-0.
Beautiful set-piece free there from Brandon Barnes. Knew exactly where to pinpoint that. He went for the right-hand side, knowing that Matty Symes potentially was going to go left. Symes read the ball really well. Unfortunately for Symes, it was just a bit too much on it. The power again of Brandon Barnes, and he's very synonymous with taking to a set-piece free kicks, and 9 times out of 10 gets it and pay dividends there. And Thunder, well, they lead 1-0, and Port Melbourne, they're going to find something here.
And it doesn't matter how he scores them. He's got many different ways he can put it in the back of there. That was just gorgeous, the way he put that one away. As Port now have the ball, looking for a response. A nice little ball there. Just try to find Conagaya. It's got tussle here between Ibrahim and Nazari. As the game's just stepped up a notch after that goal. Does Port need to respond here? Marzi just urging his men to just keep going. And that's offside for Mari Fiotti. They did have Maker on this side that looked like he might have played him in, but the away side getting the call there. This is Archibald. As he Gallanvans forward. Finds its way to Yuta Konagaya. And Port's just going to try and stay composed here, Tomo.
And that's what Port Melbourne need to do. Dandenong just sort of keeping their eyes peeled a little bit. Just whether to see what Port Melbourne can do in this attacking play here.
This is Ibrahim on the ball. Just looking for an outlet. Just trying to find some space. The ball's going to come in from Konagaya. That's met with Sheridan. And cleared early. And you can just see that they had the numbers there in Thunder. As Brandon Barnes was lurking. This is Interminable. Thunder doing well here just to push the Sharks back. That's gone out of play here for Maker.
Yeah, Almazi saying basically corner this throw in, and that was a mass lapse of judgment there for Maker. But Port Melbourne keeping themselves composed. Ross Archibald is really doing well leading from the back too, helping Matty Symes out and sort of guiding the guys in the back four.
Yes, he's got that experience obviously from his days in the A-League, and he's a veteran in this competition. As Ibrahim's pulled down there. There's a bit of relief here for the Sharks. It's a good strong header by Papi, but it's forced to Konagaya. This is Ibrahim. Shapes up, but he finds a little nice ball to Konagaya. Whips it in. It's going to fall to Interminable. He's going to get a shot on goal. That's easily thwarted there. There's Konagaya's there. You don't want to allow him to shoot as he flashes that one over.
Bit of pressure there. He had 3 Thunder defenders to contend with and thought the only way he could try and do is to see where the ball landed, and fortunately land over the crossbar and over for a goal kick. Danny really putting on a lot of pressure in the back.
And you can just see there, he's just quick to get it out of his feet and get that shot off. That's all I need is just an opportunity, and they can even the ledger here in this contest. We're nearly into the 22nd minute here. George Angels reserve. And the referee just letting him go here. I think he's done well to officiate the game so far. This is kind of guy just floats in from behind. He's got the support there. This is Christodoulou. Sends it in. There's no one there in the back post, but Sulemani fighting for it. And he's not going to get the call. Just that final ball just lacking there for the Sharks.
Hoping for Kousas to get on the back end of that one. Again, just went Australian. Not sure if it's the wind that's playing a bit of a part too, because there is a breeze coming from the south of where we are right now. So it could almost be the scoring ends where the Thunder are right now to our left.
Apologies for all the listeners out there. I'm getting the number 11s mixed up on either sides. It is Chris Kousas for the Sharks, and Sulemani for the Thunder.
I was going to say, Mickey, at least one thing. They both wear number 11, so you're all good in that regard.
Well, at least I can tell the numbers apart. That's a positive. As the Thunder's on the ball here. He's fighting for it here is Duggan and Ali wins that one out. This is Mehmedi for the diagonal ball. That's just wide there. I think it was for... Might have been Sulemani, it is. It's well played there by Ashcroft. Gets his way out of a jam. This is Nazari. He's going to look for the return ball here, and he gets it. He's going to face up to Maker. Gets on his outside. He does well there. The ball comes in. Oh, and that touched a couple of headers there. I think it was a crucial little nick from Ross Archibald, and just put off the attacking danger there of Manafiotti.
That was beautiful there from the Thunder, and it all started with Ashcroft, who should be commended there. Kept his composure very well. Good tackle. No contact, too much to it. Found Nazari. Nazari trying to find Manafiotti, and Manafiotti, unfortunately, just got a bit too much spin on that one.
It was a lucky touch there by Ross Archibald just to glance it off his head and put Manafiotti on his final header. That's well taken by Duggan. Just unable to control that. Archibald just looking to the ref, just for a bit of help, but the play goes on. There's a switch here for Kamal Ibrahim. He's got room to run. Fine's kind of going behind. He's shoving up to two defenders. This is Interminable. So they're just trying to find an opening here. This is Ibrahim. Nice little step over there. Creates a bit of room. Sends it in. The back post. Just no one there for the Sharks.
That was beautiful there from Sulemani. Found the read there, and Kamal Ibrahim could have done better there with the cross, but good news though for the Sharks. As we Kousas to take the corner, they get an opportunity for another opportunity. Try and put the ball in the back end there and try to tie the ledger.
As the ball sent in a good area. It's going to fall to Christodoulou, who gets a shot off. That's well blocked there by the defender. It's good work there by Harley Orr. This is Ibrahim again. Just on the same wavelength there for Conagaya.
He's been solid so far this afternoon, Harley Orr. We haven't really spoken about him too much. I haven't called his name too much, but it's just the 1%ers he's been doing in the back. It's just keeping it tight for the Thunder, stopping the Sharks attacking prowess.
Two imposing figures there for the Thunder, and right in the centre of the midfield there with Orr and Ashcroft. As the goal kick goes to the middle of the park. It's kept in there by Ibrahim. For those just tuning in now, we had a goal early on for the Thunder, courtesy of that man again, Brandon Barnes, with a beautiful free kick. And that's what separates these two sides at the moment. As Archibald ventures forward. There's a good switch here. This is Ibrahim. Can he get that final ball in there? It's a good spot. Just looking for that player just to finish off. So the balls are coming in for the Sharks.
They are. I'm also enjoying the duel between Marafiotti and Caio de Godoy as well. It's been good to see those two tussle through midfield.
There's Maker. Offside. Finds Kousas, but he's offside. Frustration there for the away side.
Good decision in the end, though, from Jake Keating, the assistant referee. He put his flag up straight away. He knew straight away that Kousas was offside, and I think it would have been maybe 2 or 3 steps past the final defender too. So it's unfortunate for Port Melbourne because it looked like they were going deep.
Yeah, they're trying to build to something here, the Sharks. As we take you through some of the other results of the round, last night we saw Avondale blitz the Knights with 6 goals, and they've improved to 4 wins on the trot and up to second. So, which is a good result for them. And obviously, we mentioned the Friday night game as well with that shock result for the Gully, and also first points for the season for Eastern Lions and Altona. Albeit just 1 point, Tomo, but at least they're on the board.
It's always good to see the bottom teams gain some points as well. Eastern Lions have been close in a couple of games. I've caught a couple of their games already as well this season. And, you know, it's good to see them finally get a draw. They got a draw against St Albans, who have been playing some tremendous football of their own. And that's the reason why they're in the position they are in. But I'm still shocked about the Green Gully Oakley game. Like, Oakley have been so good so far this season. Green Gully, well, they played out of their shoes and deserved the 3 points in the end.
Yeah, it was a strong away performance. There was a space for Kunagaya, but right in the middle there. As Pittick's just alluding to, the space that Kunagaya had, the missed opportunity there for Maker.
That was between Godoy and I'm trying to think who the last player was, but I thought it was fair play, in my opinion. So we've played 30 minutes here. There's a good tussle between the two sides. This is Harley Orr as he distributes out right. Harley's going to go for a run and gets past his opposing player in Kousas. Now it's Thunder's turn to sort of settle. Just get things under control here, but it's going to be a long one there from Soal. It's going to fall to Barnes, who might have flashed a shot there. Brandon Barnes just like kicking that ball into anyone, no matter who you are.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of any firing shot from Brandon Barnes, as Manafiotti does well to intercept that ball. It's going to be a flurry forward here for Thunder. He just struggled to get rid of that. Was Brandon Barnes. He had Manafiotti early, but just couldn't release that one there as Ibrahim plays that one out nicely. This is Caio de Godoy. Tries to play in Chris Duggan there, but it's a bit disjointed here for both sides at the moment. There's a nice little spin there from Ibrahim. He's going to win the throw-in.
I was going to say, there's been numerous turnovers by both teams, and as the old saying goes, Mickey, turnovers are a massive coach killer no matter what sport you play.
Especially for both these gaffers here. Especially with the game only being 1-0. Can't afford any mistakes here as the Sharks look to build another attack from the right, but that's well played by Nazari. It's going to afford for Christodoulou. He finds Kousas. They've got the ball here. Still on the left here is Kousas. That's well played by Ali. Referee plays the advantage there. That's an errant touch there by Brandon Barnes. Gives the ball away. This is Ibrahim again. He sends it in. Chest down there by Lulic. Does get the shot off, and it's going to be a corner.
That was great sequence of play there. Great ball in there from Ibrahim to Lulic. It looked like he was going to have. It looked like a bit of a handball from where we were, but he kept it down, hit the chest, and was able to get into the back end of a Thunder defender and again another opportunity. And I think Milos Lulic, he's a very key pivotal role, I should say, in this next sequence for the Port Melbourne Sharks.
Yeah, definitely one of the rare times we've seen the connection from the cross, eventually finding a play there, and they'll be looking for the same result here as the ball pinballs. It's out by the Thunder, and Nazari just punts this one forward. It's going to be Brandon Barnes on the end. He's got Manafiotti joining in as Nazari's flashing on that far side, but he goes his own, and it's well played by the defence there, just to put some body contact on there, Tomo.
Indeed. Let's just see what's Chris Hope doing here. I think just a quick medical here for Port Melbourne. It's Ross Archibald. He's just getting quickly checked in. I think it was a blood rule there so good eyesight there from Chris Hope, and you can see the tape over their head, and well, he's a wounded warrior with tape over his head, and Ross Archibald, and he's been through the walls for way too long in his career, and it's just second nature to him right now.
He'll be back on in a heartbeat, with no doubt. He slots back into that defence. There's a few chuckles there from the Thunder supporters on the new Ross Archibald look. I'm sure it's not going to affect his play. It's well played there by Christodoulou, as he's going to send it in for Lulic. That's well played there by Keegan Sheridan.
Another chance for Port Melbourne goes astray. What can they do from this style win?
It's a good little build up here. This is Maker. Just playing it in the midfield here of the Sharks. This is Connor Geyer. Is able to turn. Finds a little ball in for Lulic. He's just surrounded there by the Thunder defence. There's not much room to move.
Game's slowed down a little bit. Both sides just sort of taking their time. Port Melbourne, they've still got about 10 minutes plus a bit of added time, which we'll get to maybe in the next 5 minutes or so. And while Danny, they're working in tandem again through Brandon Barnes and Giuseppe Marafiotti.
It's going to be a throw in here for the Sharks. That's well read there by Barnes. There's a good little tussle there. And that's going to be a foul.
A quick score update as well over the ditch. Phoenix are making a mill victory at the moment, 3-0, 54 minutes gone. And Well, there's a bit of uncertainty with the Phoenix moving forward after the tight travel restrictions that New Zealand have after midnight tonight.
That continues a miserable sort of season there for the Victory. As this is Connor Geyer, surrounded by Thunder players. It's going to make its way out to Kousas. There's not much he can work with here. But he finds Lulich. So this is Connor Geyer. Nice little ding ball in there. That's well blocked there by Harry Ashcroft. That's dealt with momentarily here by the Thunder. It's a good little patch of play here for the Sharks. And just hearing words from the bench of the Port Sharks, just to play around, just try and find the spaces as we see them on the ball still. And they played it well. This is Chris Duggan. And maybe looking at the far post here, finds a nice little ball for Connor Geyer, but that's thwarted once again by this Dandenong Thunder defence.
You can hear Kamal Ibrahim, which has been very vocal out there as he receives the ball moving forwards. He's been very vocal for the last 5 minutes. See if he can pay dividends here. Oh, not bad there from Kamal Ibrahim himself. Blocked off there by the Thunder defender. Sorry there about that, Mickey.
That was a nice little dazzling run there by Kamal Ibrahim as he found his way deep into the box there. Took a team defence to stop that attack. But he's won his side a corner here. And the Thunder going up 1-0 with that set piece from Brandon Barnes. Maybe we can see a set piece result here, resulting for a goal for Port Melbourne as it swings in. That sails just over the head there. I think it was Kamal Ibrahim as well. Close, but just not quite there. Tomo?
Just looking at the replay, was off the head of Kamal Ibrahim. Just couldn't get it down in the end, and unfortunate for Port Melbourne, I think that's their fourth opportunity at goal this half.
And they've had a lot of corner pieces here in this first half as the sun's shining through here at George Andrews Reserve. Looks like you've got the aviators on, Tomo. You're well equipped for these conditions.
Don't mind wearing the aviator shades. Unfortunately, I think not strong enough for this sun at this point in time.
As Duggan carries it forward. The ball's still in play. And it's still allowed to continue. That's a great save there by Francis Swale. Off the shot of Lulich. The great, strong right-handed parry.
And Millis Lewis straight away put his hands on his head. He knew he could have done a lot better there. He decided to go centre of the net. Probably should have gone right at the post.
That was a strong save there by the number one in goals. There's a bit of contention on that byline there. A lot of the Danny Thunder supporters thinking that might have gone out, but eventually he went to Lulich. That's a poor cross there from Chris Kousas. But just that rare opportunity there for Milos Lulich to even the ledger here as we're approaching the final 5 minutes of play. This is Christodoulou. That's a poor ball. And it's going to fall to Barnes there. No, just thwarted there by Christodoulou. There's a strong header there by Puppy.
That was beautiful there from Christodoulou. He kept his studs down with good ball awareness. Because if he kept his studs up, he would have definitely been booked for taking out Brandon Barnes.
Oh, and that's offside. That's poor. Poor there by the Sharks. As Ibrahim just got that return ball by Christodoulou in an offside position. Releases a bit of pressure here for the Thunder. Strong by Maker. Forced to Hallior. That's going to be a foul. One of the rare fouls called in this first half here for Chris Hope. He's officiated well. He's let the play continue at times. And it's been a good spectacle, Tomo.
And that's all you need from an official as well. You need someone like that who can let the ball go and just keep it free-flowing football, and that's what we love to see from both sides.
As we see the play continue here for Nazari. Finds Barnes. And the ball goes into the feet of Matafiotti, turns. And just not enough to get that a lot of heat on that shot. It was an easy claim there for Matt Symes. It's a rare opportunity, but the ball swings quickly to Chris Duggan.
And again, that's Marafiotti's third opportunity to try and put the ball in the back of the net and double the leads. Again, just can't seem to get past the captain of Port Melbourne, Matt Symes. He's been phenomenal besides the set piece that he let it through for Brandon Barnes. He's been phenomenal for Port Melbourne in this half.
Yep. Both keepers putting on a nice display here, just keeping the score where it stands. There's a beautiful save there before by Francis Sewell. Not so much on that goal kick though.
Not at all. I'm also going to play a little game with you here, Mickey. I think it's going to be 1 minute of added time, I believe. Not
too many stoppages, Tomo. I'll go with 2 minutes just to be different. We can't agree with everything, Tomo. We've got to give the listeners some sort of opposing view. As we are approaching the latter end of this first half. Both sides still separated by that finish from Brandon Barnes from the set piece. It's a nice ball here for Conagaya. Just bounces up. That's well played by Sheridan, but he has given away the corner. This could be a late opportunity here for the Port Melbourne Sharks to go into the half. Hopefully with scores reading 1-1.
Adam Piddick would love to have at least one goal in red time here before half-time. It depends on what they can do. And their set-piece corners, they've been solid from time to time.
It's going to be Kamal Ibrahim. He might play it short here for Kousas. And he does. That's well played by... I think he's called offside. So annoying couple of offsides here for Port Melbourne Sharks as they try to generate something. And you heard from Matt Symes there, the keeper and the captain, obviously, of the Port Melbourne Sharks, just not happy with that at all. Some good banter here from both benches. But that's really schoolboy stuff there from Port Melbourne Sharks. You can't afford to give the ball back to the home side there. Obviously trying to build something towards the end of the half as the ball goes in long. It's well played by Christodoulou. And that's going to be the end of it here at George Andrews Reserve for the first half. As the scoreline still reads 1-0 here to the Thunder. And obviously with that finish from Brandon Barnes, his 5th goal for the campaign here in NPL Victoria. And his side puts his side up here in this contest. Tomo.
All I'm going to say is that Port Melbourne had a good few chances in that one. Very late too, and just disappointing they couldn't convert there. Dandenong Thunder have been solid in the back. They've also been really good. I love the tandem combination of Marafiotti and Brandon Barnes. They've been working really well together. I know Marafiotti, he's itching for his goal. He wants to double this lead, and hopefully he can try and find it in the second half. I think just Port Melbourne has need to put a lot more pressure, especially when they go inside the 18-yard box, and that's one thing they're lacking right now. Milos Luic is not getting too much help there, and that's definitely something that Adam Piddick will definitely be addressing with the boys at halftime.
So all to play for here as we approach the second half, but for now, listeners, the goal still the lead here for the Thunder as we go into the half 1-0. And welcome back here to George Andrews Reserve here for this second half of the contest between Dandenong Thunder and Port Melbourne Sharks. As we're about to get underway here, the scoreline still reading 1-0, courtesy of Mr. Brandon Barnes. And if we look at the stats here, it's the Sharks that had a lot of the attack as well. As there's an early substitution here for the Sharks. It's number 10. It's going to be Francesco Stella. He's going to be coming on early, but if we look at some of the stats, 5 shots on target for the Sharks and only 2 for the Thunder. So one of them obviously being that beautiful free kick from Brandon Barnes, but they're well into this game, the Sharks. They just need some luck going forward.
1 of 2 is not too bad. I think Matt Fiotti's the other one that was a shot on target too. Kamal Ibrahim's come off as well too, by the way. Mickey for Port Melbourne. So we'll take no further part in this contest.
As we are underway here from Chris Hope. And Francesco Stella just going to slot in there on that right-hand side. It's a like-for-like sub for the Sharks. It's well in there by Degodoy. And obviously, I mentioned before, Tomo, they had 10 corners in that first half, but just not able to put any of those away. Hopefully, maybe in the second half, Tomo.
There's been a couple of poor corners from Port Melbourne in that first half, and that's something definitely that Coach Adam Pittick would have definitely spoken to the boys about. It's just be a bit more cautious, be a bit more calmer, especially when you're coming up to the set-piece corners as well. And just make sure you get on the back end of that one, because Milos Lujic had a couple of good opportunities. Kamal Ibrahim had a good opportunity. Chris Kousas had a great few opportunities too. It's just they need to find a goal from somewhere, and if it's not going to be a corner, then it's going to have to be a counter-attacking play, which they're looking like they're going to try through Rosh Archibald.
And plays out to Kousas. And Duncan seeing a lot of the ball in that first half. The ball comes in. It's a poor clearance by Harley Orr. It might fall here for a brief moment there for the Sharks. It's well in there by Ross Archibald. Should be able to deal with that one there. It was Matt Symes. And just like the first half, referee allowing the play to unfold. But this is Sulemani. And he finds Malnafoti all by himself on his left foot. Just can't test the keeper there. Might have been a partial block there by the defender. Another rare opportunity there for Giuseppe Malnafoti.
He's got to do better there. There wasn't enough power in that shot, and it was too easy for Matt Symes in the end. And Malnafoti, he's had a couple of great opportunities, but then I think that's the second or third time we've seen he's had a powerless kick like that. He's got to do better. I know he wants to get his goal and he wants to try and double the lead, but in places like that, he had a lot of space, he had a lot of time on his hands, and hopefully he can do a lot better.
As we see a foul here for the Sharks. Interminable there was the man that was dragged down. As they get this back underway. This is Maker. Got caught there, but was aided there by Francesco Stella. As Archibald finds the feet of Duggan. Nice little play there. He was looking for... I think it was Interminable there looking for the return ball, but Duncan just not on the same page. But encouraging signs here for the Sharks.
Maybe a bit too much love on that ball there. Duggan just couldn't get there in the end.
They've started well here in this second half. Played 3 or 4 minutes. This entertaining contest. This is Barnes. He takes on the team and wins out. A great ball there for Sulemani. Maybe calls for offside, but Brandon Barnes turning creative this time. That's well in there by Nazari. But he's given the ball away. So both teams just trading possession. It's going to be a throw-in. This is Manafiotti. He puts Ali under pressure there, but nice little nifty work there by Jamal Ali. As we get some Bronx cheers there from the Dandy Thunders here on this broadcast side. And Manafiotti is in here. What can he do with this final ball? Does find Barnes. It just made it that little bit awkward there in that half volley. And he flashes it over the upright, Tomo.
Good ball in there from Manafiotti. Unfortunately for Brandon Barnes, he just could not keep it down. Another opportunity gone begging there for the Thunder. That's the second opportunity on target so far in this half, and we've played 5 minutes of it.
He's just stretching there for that final attempt on goal. Just missing that one, Brandon Barnes. This is Conagaya. They've pressed up well here, as Thunder. They've played this one out well. And it's going to switch over here to Chris Koussis on this left-hand side. And the ball's going to come here from Chris Adulu. It's going to find the back post there for Stella. And he got his volley all wrong there.
Yeah, a bit too much power on the volley there from Stella. Good ball in though from Chris Adulu. Again, Port Melbourne, as again, something they need to work on too, is just sort of their finish. And now I think it was 10 corners. I think it was 8 shots on target that I think we read for half time. That's good stats. It's just unfortunately Port Melbourne just can't seem to find their first goal from it, and you can't really call that on target. But it was another opportunity gone begging.
Yep, just not quite there for the Sharks, but they are making inroads into this stingy Thunder defence. And the play's going to continue here. Stella's seen a lot of the ball since coming on. As that's aired there by Christodoulou. And it's going to be an offside call here. As mentioned in the first half, Thunder looking for their 4th straight home victory to start the NPL season and cement themselves in solid second position, just in behind Hume City, who obviously continue their run of great form, sitting pretty at the top of the table. This is Interminable with a bit of room here. Played this one out well again. This is Koussis here on this left-hand side. He cuts in there. It's a great little ball in there by Conagaya. Penalty shouts. There's a bit of a nudge on Lulich there, but the ball's still in the area. There's a good chance there by Duggan, and it's going to be a corner.
And Lulich went down. Didn't look like there was too much there. Adam Petty completely disagreeing with it. But what can Port Melbourne do from this corner kick, and hopefully another opportunity? And we'll have to look at that in the replay, but I didn't really see too much in it. I thought Lulich went to the ground way too early.
Yeah, he did feel the player on his back there, but the referee just letting things go as the ball comes in. It's a nice little volley there. I think it might have been Chris Duggan. He found himself with room to put that left foot volley on. It just goes over the left-hand side of the Francis Sowell goal.
Petty showing a little bit of frustration, just barking a few orders, especially to Duggan.
And it would have been a wonderful goal if he pulled off that volley, but the chances are there, albeit hard ones, but they are presenting here for the Sharks. There's an errant mistake there by Maker. It's going to fall to Barnes. Finds a nice little ball for Swell. Takes it on his chest and he puts the volley wide. It's a great little link up there from Brandon Barnes. Off the mistake by Maker and nearly made the Sharks pay going the other way.
Opportunity there from Sulemani. He's been solid this afternoon for the Thunder and just couldn't finish it in the end, couldn't keep it down. Port Melbourne get out of Dodge there for the time being.
And that would have been made difficult going down 2-0 here for the Sharks. If Sulemani was on target. But they've still got possession here. It's just Ashcroft. And Francesco Stella is going to get the foul here.
The one thing I praise about Chris Hope this afternoon too, Mickey, is a lot of the advantages, he's just letting it go, and that's the one thing you like from a good official.
Well, it makes for good spectating, obviously for everyone here at the ground and for all you followers on the stream here for the NPL pages, but it has been an enjoyable game to watch, and it's all led from Chris Hope, and he's letting the advantages go, which has been good to watch. As there's a bit of as I think it might have been Lulich caught up in a bit of afters with a couple of Thunder players. But it all seems to subside here as play gets underway. Nothing too much in that, Tomo.
No, it was actually KO de Godoy at the end. He a bit lippy to the Thunder. And you don't want to be a bit lippy as well, especially in the grandstand opposite us. Mickey, very boisterous Thunder fans. It's actually a full grandstand too, which is great to see.
Always good to see here on a Sunday, late Sunday game here. Obviously been the showpiece for the NPL today, so good numbers. Here to see this tight contest. Still that goal separating the two teams from Brandon Barnes. As Chris Kousas is being chased here by Ali. Haven't seen too much of Yuta Kunagai here. As De Godoy flashes forward. He's going to bring this back into play here. It's well played there by Montefiore, and it opens up here for Brandon Barnes. He's going to use his body here and gets a shot on goal, but it's well played by Chris Kousas to block that one.
That was great from Chris Kousas. He also had Ross Archibald on the other side of Brandon Barnes. Brandon Barnes did really well there. He was onside for that entire thing, so there was no need for the flag to go offside. It's just unfortunately he found the chest of Chris Kousas, and well, the Thunder will get a throw in, but a great defence sequence there from the Sharks.
Game potentially breaking open here on either side of the pitch. As the ball comes in, a bit of miscommunication there by the keeper and his centre back. As Barnes gets some sort of volley on that, but still in the danger area here for the Sharks. Nice little layoff there by Barnes. And another repeat shot there by, might have been Harry Ashcroft, but not affecting the goalkeeper there, Tomo.
No, at all, and it was actually you were right there. It was actually Ashcroft on with that last touch, and Matty Symes saw that go over the left side of the byline for a goal kick.
It's well played out there by the Sharks there. Frustration from Adam Pittick. But the ball still finds its way to Francesco Stella. This is Konagaya. Does get a shot off. And there's another shot on goal. Off the legs of Francis Swell. And maybe on the brink of a second goal here in this game, but we're not sure which team it's going to be.
Well, Port Melbourne want to try and get one here as they cross the ball inside the box, and an easy free kick there to the Thunder. And as I said to you at half-time, Giuseppe Marafiotti, he's like a shark, no pun intended. He's smelling blood in the water. He really wants that goal. He wants to double it and put his name on the score sheet this evening.
Yeah, he wants to be the only happy shark here today. As I think most of the Danny Thunder supporters would just love to see this lead kept. But very exciting from both sides. Not sure how this one's going to play out, but we've gone past 60 minutes of play here. Francesco's made a couple of good saves to keep his side ahead in this game. As we've seen some good play here for Port Melbourne. Been able to keep the ball in the midfield. That's a late foul there, and then we might see our first booking of the game here. I think it was Medicine Mehmeti. And Milos Lilic caught late a couple times here in this second half, and the patience of Chris Hope has wore thin. First booking for the game for the Thunder.
It was a very late charge there from Menti. Hit Lewich hard, and good decision there from Chris Hope to give him a booking, and it looked really dangerous from where we saw. And you hate late challenges like that too, because you don't know if it's going to impact a player who goes down.
Got Chris Kousas on the ball here. Could be Francesco Stella to swing it in as well. It's going to be Kousas. Swings it in. And that's a flashing header there by Ross Archibald. Just clearing the upright there for the Sharks. Another set piece gone begging.
I was going to mention as well, Anthony Iannicello has taken off the subs vest. He's going to be coming on as well. So we're trying to pinpoint who from the Sharks is coming off. And Anthony Iannicello, former Avondale player, good pick up for the Sharks in the off-season. And it looks like, I think it's number 9 who's coming off. So it's Milos Lewis coming off and Iannicello coming on. So not a bad substitution there from Adam Piddick. Hopefully it pays off.
Well, I think you might see a lineup change as well. Obviously with the premium target there in Lulic going to the Pine. As Iannicello is just going to slot in there on the left-hand side. It's going to force Chris Duggan to push up forward. Oh, lovely play there by Harry Ashcroft. And it's going to fall here for Nazari. He's advancing forward. And Buns on his left. Plays it straight away. There are a couple of players there in the box for the Thunder. That's a good clearance there for the Sharks.
It was Nazari and Ali who were in the box. Brandon Barnes was trying to pinpoint, and and Port Melbourne and Dandenong conversing. You can see Samson Amazi. He's getting a bit. What's the right word to say there, Mickey?
I reckon it's the passion. I love the passion. He's really a 12th voice here for the Thunder, just driving them.
The Jack Nicholson style shades of Sam Amazi too.
It's good to keep an eye on these things, Tomo, as the Thunder put the ball in here. It just sort of makes its way to the back post as Ali, but he's just forced that one over. But every time they go forward, they do look dangerous, though. They look more dangerous than the Sharks, even though the Sharks do have the opportunities. It's the Thunder that look like they might get that second goal.
They've got maybe 3 or 4 different targets as well. We've seen the likes. We've seen Ali go up there. We've seen Sulemani go up there. We've seen Nazari go up there. Papi's been up there a couple of times too. Marafiotti's had a couple of opportunities too. So Thunder know they've got like 5 or 6 great players who could potentially put the ball in the back of the net. It's always a team effort, which is great to see.
It's a good ball here for Konagaya. Haven't got Milos Lulic to look for, so they're going to have to play it around. This is Maker. Big, strong run, and I think it might be a goal kick. And it is. It's well played there by Nazari.
I was going to mention as well, Milos Lulic is not even on the score sheet yet for Port Melbourne too, and unfortunately we'll have to wait another week for that.
As they did have a big flurry of games at home there. Fortunately not getting the 3 points in any of those contests. Frustrations there from Ross Archibald. He's been in the wars. He's got his bandage on. And he's just trying to thwart every attack here for Dandenong Thunder.
And that's the one thing the Sharks need, is they need leadership, and Ross Archibald and Matty Symes are probably the two men out there right now who can sort of guide that leadership with this Sharks lineup, especially trying to get them down, which they're trying to do here in the counter-attack.
And the ball looking there for Chris Duggan. Sulemani. He was shadowing Chris Adulu there. He's won his side to throw in. And ball played there by Matafiotti, surrounded there by yellow shirts. And it's going to be a goal kick.
The Thunder fans not happy. They thought it was the last touch off the Sharks, and even Matafiotti thought that too. As we're approaching the 67th minute here of play. Goal coming in the 17th minute, courtesy of Brandon Barnes. Nice little set-piece finish from just outside the box. And this is Kousas. Sends it in. That's straight to the keeper, but he makes a hash of that one. And he just puts one hand up in the air and says, out with this. But Yancello with the shot on goal, that sails high and wide over the bar. It's a shame too, because that was beautiful there from Duggan. Great header. And then the reset from Port Melbourne is unfortunately Yancello. He's just got to keep that ball down. Yeah, we've seen a couple of shots flash over, but really they shouldn't eventuate in a shot with Francis Sewell just not claiming that first cross, which it looked like an easy one, but just allowing that second opportunity. He did go to wall there really well with Duggan. Got out of it unscathed. And then had no troubles the second time around when Port Melbourne went deep. As Brandon Barnes does fall through him, and well played, and he's been shirt tugged there, and I think this might be a yellow ticket there for the defender, Maker. And he just read the ball there well, Tomo. As the ball wasn't dealt with, it was allowed to bounce and fall in behind, and there was Brandon Barnes yet again. It was very pedestrian there for Maker as well, pulling on the shirt. You don't do that. And Chris Hope was in a good eyesight there when it happens. And, well, you make silly decisions, you get punished, and the yellow card was justified. Now, this not being on the edge of the box here, but prime position for a left foot of Barnes or maybe the right foot of Nazari. We've got Matafiotti over the ball as well, so it's a great opportunity. And you've got to feel for Symes if this one goes in. Again, he's worked very hard. Yeah, you know, his team has come undone, and it could be another set-piece nightmare for Port Melbourne in this instance. It's Brandon Barnes. That's a smack bang in the middle of the wall. Follow-up there for Nazari. Flashes off his left foot. And there might be a substitution here, Tomo. It is indeed. So coming on for Dandenong, Chris Hatfield's coming on. And it looks like that's, I think, Momenti's coming. I think it's Jamal Ali. So he's going to substitute the right back here. Just trying to solidify this defence. As Jamal Ali gets the cheers from the home support.
Looks like they're going to defend with the back five. As Hatfield's just going to slot in there. He's going to be called into action early.
Very comfortable Hatfield and read that ball beautifully. Oh, good through pass there from Hatfield.
He might look for the return ball here. This is Manafiotti. He's just dancing. Doesn't mind attracting a crowd. And does get out of that one there. But doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. But it's going to be... Looks like it's going to be a corner. I think the Sharks haven't woken up to this. And the linesman here just getting barked at from all angles. But I think he did point to the corner flag. I'm not sure what everyone's upset about. But
I saw that too. And beautiful stuff for Manafiotti as well, trying to play for that free kick. But paid dividends because they got a corner out of it.
As Harry Ashcroft's going to get into the box here. It's a big contingent there. It's a good header there by De Godoy. It's good feet by Nazari. And he's brought down. The referee allows play on. It's going to go all the way back here for Francis Sawal. He just hoofs it up forward. It's well played by Chris Adulu, but poorly given away there by Yancello. No need. That's well played there by Maker. As he tries to atone for his yellow card from before. This is Chris Hatfield here on the right-hand side, the substitute. Nice and calm on the ball. Lovely touch there by Ashcroft. It was just a bit too heavy though. And that's easily brought down there on Francesco Stella. So the game's still poised here with this 1-goal lead. The Sharks aren't going to go away, Tomo.
No, they're not. And maybe it might be Connor Goya, who's their leading goal scorer at the moment with 3. He might try and spur them into action somehow.
The ball's going to be drilled long and hard there by Chris Kousas. And it's going to be another set piece here for the Sharks. The frustration's building. They just need to finish. As the centre-backs are lurking here. That's a poor set piece there by Chris Kousas. Not his best.
Also going to mention as well, Liam Ward's taking off the subs first, so he'll be another sub coming on for Port Melbourne. So it'll be Liam Ward to come on. And I believe it is Chris Kousas who's coming off for a spell. He's been good today, Chris Kousas. In times and patches, he could have easily done a lot better for Port Melbourne, but I think he's played his part today for the Sharks, and we'll see what Liam Ward can do off the bench.
He's called into action here early. Scrambled away there by Puppy. It's a strong header there by Ross Archibald, but cleaning up yet again is Nazari. He's looked dangerous. The number 8 as he flurries forward. Well played there by Manafiotti, sends it in. That's well claimed there by Symes, and he releases Yura Konagai early. He's in acres of space, but we've got a player down here for Dandenong Thunder. He's not going to play the ball out here. There's still a player down there here. And we've just got to put this one out of play, I think. Oh, and that's a dangerous tackle there by Harley Orr. Frustration's building here.
And a bit of stiff upper lip from Harley Orr to Liam Ward too, so welcome. And I think that's Ross Archibald who's actually down 2 for the Thunder. So I'm obviously not Ross Archibald. So trying to pinpoint who it is for the Thunder.
He was down for a while there. Obviously, the ball going up and back a few times, but might even be Keegan Sheridan here. I'm just trying to confirm here who this player is, but maybe Sam Almazi looking for a bit of FIFA fair play here, and obviously with Port having the extra number there, Tomo.
Yep, and as you can see, the game's got a bit of a spark to it now. Sam Almazi basically telling Chris Hope, confer with your linesman what happened just then.
They did have that advantage there, Port, and the ball obviously going around the injured player, so it got a bit dangerous. And then as play continued, you saw the frustrations from the Dandy players, especially Harley Orr, and you don't want to see that. And it looks like it might be Keegan Sheridan who's limping on his right foot. He's going to be helped off there by Chris Hadfield and the trainer. And I think he's going to be substituted here, and I think it might be Paul Kowal coming on. And it's going to be a substitution.
Smart decision there from Sam Amazi. He's wanted to make sure that Keegan was okay. Sheridan he looks in a very bad way there. Hopefully it's not too severe.
It's actually confirming it's Harry Ashcroft, actually the number 6. And it's going to be number 18 coming on. Which will confirm, I think it is Con Stratomitros as well, who's coming on. Might just slot in that back 4. Slot in the centre park, actually. Here we go. It's an unfortunate injury for Harry Ashcroft, who's made his way back into the side after missing through injury in the last few weeks, which is a bit of a blow for the Thunder.
I was going to say, feels bad for Ashcroft because he had a really good game as well for the Thunder this afternoon, his first game back, and he might have re-aggravated the injury as well, and it's not good, and especially if he's come back from it after missing the last 3 weeks. Hopefully it's less than more.
As Stratomitros slots into that back 4 alongside Keegan Sheridan. Still about 14 or so minutes of regulation time to play out. The game's still poised here at George Andrews Reserve. As the ball's going to be swung in here. Maybe from Nazari. It's going to be an in-swinger. It's easy pickings there for Ross Archibald. And a bit unsure there, Harley Orr, but does manage to thwart off a few. But he does lose out in the end. It's Chris Duggan. Flies forward here. And that's well in there by Mehmeti. Strong. But they've upped the tempo here, Sharks. This is Uncello. Or Stella, should I say. He's won inside a corner here.
Yeah, it was Mehmeti who got pushed off the ball there from Duggan. A good chance now for Port Melbourne to go deep with the set-piece corner. And he's got to try and see which player you want to rely on to try and score that equaliser. Port Melbourne need to strike and strike fast.
It sends in there from Konagaya. And the ball's still around that 18-yard box. Nice little volley there by Stella. It's a good strong fist there by Francis Sowell. He's been good in goals today. He's done what a good goalkeeper should do. Just around the box there. Another shot on goal by Konagaya. That's well played there and Port Melbourne Sharks looking for a card there for Chris Hadfield. He did lose possession. Well played there by Kayo.
Ordinary challenge as well, pulling on the boots. Don't do that.
Lucky to get away with that one there. It was Chris Hadfield. A couple of chances here for Port Melbourne. It's going to be Stella to send it in. It's going to fall all the way through to Ross Archibald. Rare opportunity. Haven't really seen too much of that from Dandenong Thunder defence. The ball just making its way through there and missed opportunity there, Tomo.
And Francis Wall had to be pretty much that fifth defender and go, okay, guys, I'm going to have to stop it there. But Ross Archibald, he went really fast there. Looked like a bullet train.
There's a good contest there by Chris Adolu. Wins out for his side. This is Konagaya. Finds Ward. And Chris Duggan still on this left-hand side. What can they do here? Ward plays a little 1-2. He could have gone himself. Sends it in. Good chance there. Did fall to the feet. Connor Guy frustrated. Haven't called his name too much in this second half, but he was lurking there, Tomo.
Yep, and I think Adam Piddick as well was very frustrated too. He jumped up in frustration. Could have done a lot better than the Sharks, and again, another chance gone begging. It's just been the tale of their game so far tonight, Mickey.
Another chance gone begging, and Maker, he's sitting on a yellow card. Might have maybe pulled down Brendan Barnes. But the referee allowing to play on. Streaking on this left-hand side is Chris Adulu. Plays it across goal. That's Elaine Papi there with the crucial block for yet another Port Melbourne corner.
I think the finish there wasn't good from Port Melbourne. You can see the distress in the Port Melbourne Sharks bench. You're going to go quickly here.
This is Ross Archibald, sends it in. It's going to be another volley attempt there for Francesco Stella. And is Connor Guy in space, turns, and it's a goal! Finds its way to the back of the net. Yuta Konagaya. I don't see a flag there, Tomo, but that's a great little finish there. As he was able to just to turn in that 18-yard box and punish the Dandenong Thunder.
Well, all I can say from that instance there, as we see the replay, it was actually, having a quick see of the replay, and it looks like it was actually a deflection. So Connor Guy's goal will stand, but it was deflected off a Dandy defender from the replay.
So the shot on goal there from Yuta Konagaya does find its way to the back of the net. And we find ourselves here level at George Andrews Reserve 1-1. And it wasn't like it was not looming there for the Port Melbourne Sharks. And they're finally rewarded. And we'd set ourselves up here for the last 10 minutes of play. An early chance there for Brandon Barnes with the left foot flash volley over the upright. And that would have been crushing there for Port Melbourne.
I think the momentum shifted a little bit too. I think Port Melbourne have got a bit of an advantage. And yet Brandon Barnes, second time he's done that again, he just can't keep the ball down.
And he's going to get some help here with Paul Kowal, as they need that attacking brilliance to find that second goal here. It can't just be left up to Brandon Barnes, although we have seen in the past from him to finish off games at 4, as he's had a couple of late winners in the first 4 or 5 weeks of play. So I won't discount his efforts, but we've got Paul Kowal here looking to impact the game. This is the goal scorer here, Yuta Konagaya. But Nick Ward loses out here to Nazarians. Chris Hatfield finds his way. And you just hear the shouts from the crowd, just shoot. Just couldn't get it out of his feet.
The crowd's really getting to this one too. And Port Melbourne, they're coming back really fast defensively. And they've put all their big guns back. I think there was 8 men in the box there from Port Melbourne. So they're really putting numbers back down there because they know they've got a bit of a chance here to try and win this game.
It's a good clearance there by Matt Symes. So any team can win this one here. Port Melbourne love to go home with the 3 points. Really boost their season. Put them back in the top 6. As a nice little ball finds its way to Francesco Stella, just not able to get that under control. This is Maker. Port look like they're building confidence here.
They were, and if Port Melbourne can get the 3 points here, A, the Dandenong Thunder lose their first game of the season, and B, it just sort of tells the tale of the round so far as well, with a couple of upsets already, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one now.
For the very few travelling fans of Port Melbourne, they'd love to see that as well. As they've got the momentum swing here. This is Maker. Finds the feet of Ward. It's well played there by Stella. All three substitutes getting involved here. It's just the ball sent in from Maker, and that's easy pickings for Francis Sowell. Sam Almazi just looking for a bit of a push here from Dandenong Thunder. It's well in there by Chris Adulu. All to do here for Port Kual. That's the experience there of Kaio Degodoy. Strong to seeing the ball out there.
At least Port Kual can pick up where Marfiotti left off. He was the sub that subbed out for Port Kual.
As we mentioned before, Tomo, Giuseppe Marfiotti had a few chances and not able to make them count. As we see an offside here for Brandon Barnes. Much to the frustration of the Dandenong Thunder support.
Good decision by the linesman. Again, Brandon Barnes got a little bit too overzealous there on that run and decided to go through the last defender before. Oh!
No. To cut you off there, Tomo, but we had a rare opportunity for Francesco Stella. As he found himself in the box there free. Scrambling defence there by the Thunder.
No, it's something that Brandon Barnes needs to do a lot better of, I think, now. Thunder are just rushing some stuff. Sorry about that, Mickey. Thunder are rushing a bit here. They really want to try and get that winner.
Ball sent in by Puppy. This is Sulemani. That's a good call there by Matt Symes. Good early, strong call. He's been a good pillar in defence. The captain of this Port Melbourne side. That's poor there by, I think might have been Ross Archibald. He's giving the ball away. It's an opportunity here for Chris Hatfield. Has a shot on goal. It's a very tame effort there by Chris Hatfield. And he's going to hear all about it, Tomo.
It was very pedestrian from Chris Hatfield. He had a bit of space. Brandon Barnes had a bit of space he could have easily passed on to. And Port Melbourne get out of dodge. And Dandy, the last 5 minutes, have just been making some silly mistakes. And that's what we saw from most of Port Melbourne in the first half. And now it's just the Thunder who's making very pedestrian decisions.
As Port Melbourne had their chance to go forward here. This is Yancello. They're going to try and build something here maybe. Nice little reverse ball there by Degodoy. As Duggan brings it down as a shot. It's blocked there by Messi. Not sure how this one is going to finish here, Tomo.
Yeah, it's a tense last few minutes. Probably definitely at least 2 or 3 minutes of added time here. So it gives both teams an opportunity to try and score that winner.
Brandon Barnes trying to get in behind the two defenders there. Both teams got to dig in here. As the sun is shining here. Directly into the broadcast. And this is Chris Duggan. Good little ball in there, and that's a great goal by Francesco Stella. Much to the delight of the Port bench. Can you believe it? A lovely ball there by Chris Duggan. Smack bang on the head of Francesco Stella with a neat finish.
Beautiful stuff there from Chris Duggan to Francesco Stella. Stella's second goal of the campaign now. Port Melbourne have come from behind, and they've really been the pillars in this last 15-20 minutes. Dandenong Thunder have had no opportunities, no chances to try and stop this one. And while credits were due now for Adam Pittock's men, they're leading 2-1 after it looked like Dandenong Thunder were all over them in the first half. It's been a tale of two halves. Port Melbourne Sharks definitely deserve that second goal and deserve the leads.
And this game has turned on its head here for Port Melbourne Sharks, and more so for Dandenong Thunder as they fall behind here late in this contest. And what a great goal there for the Sharks. And that was the question at halftime, Tomo, was are they going to be able to finish their chances? And they've put two great goals in this second half away. And it might be enough. It might be enough.
And this, again, we talk about some of the upsets from the round so far, and this is going to be another upset because George Andrews Reserve has become a fortress for Dandenong Thunder in season 2020, and it might be the Sharks that breaks the camel's back here.
It was a substitute, Francesco Stella, with a nice header. Now it's up to the Thunder to respond. This kind of guy just plays the percentages and just hoofs it up forward.
Well, they've got 3 minutes to work it out because there'll be 3 minutes of added time in this one, and it's plenty of time. They've got 180 seconds to do something here. Maybe 2 more chances for the Thunder. But Port Melbourne, with the throw-in, would love to put the nail in the coffin and send the Sharks fans home happy with 1 more goal.
Confirming that 3 minutes of stoppage time. Still an opportunity for Dandenong Thunder. It's been a mighty effort from the Sharks in this second half. Backs against the wall. This is Connor Geyer. Just smart on the ball here, just holding it up. And it's going to be a foul here for the Sharks. Flagged by the assistant referee.
And if you told me 45 minutes ago that Port Melbourne were going to put 2 goals in the back of the nets in the space of 15, 20 minutes, I would have said you were crazy, Mickey.
I've been called crazy a few times in my life, Tomo, but we're not going to rule anything out here, are we? Especially as we go late in this second half. And we're looking for an early release here. It's last pickings here for Dandenong Thunder. Everyone's got to push up here as the ball does bounce its way through. Ross Archibald getting in between the ball and defender. And it's going to be a crucial throw in here for Port Melbourne. If it's going to be for the Thunder, who's it going to be?
Well, I'm looking at Brandon Barnes. He's looking absolutely cooked out there. I would say Paul Carroll's probably the best person for it. Jamal Ali can also go. It's going to be very hard to see what they can do in this last 90 seconds or so.
We've got a chance here for Paul Carroll. Can he find the last ball? Still in possession. Just looking for some help. Here's Hatfield. And that's disappointing end in this attacking flurry here for Dandenong Thunder as Brandon Barnes just looks over. Probably just thinking, give me the ball. Let me finish one here and salvage a point. In what would be, as you pointed, Tom, an upset win here for Port Melbourne.
Unfortunately, I'm seeing a lot of cars driving out of George Andrews Reserve. A lot of Thunder fans are packing the towels and they're running off as quickly as possible. I think they know this game's now game, set, and match to Port Melbourne, and it's absolute resilience from Adam Pittix, man. They really deserved this victory this afternoon after looking so lost in that first 45 minutes. Marfiotti would be absolutely kicking himself for the Thunder. He had a couple great opportunities in that first half and the early going in the second half. Just couldn't put one away before being subbed off.
These players have got to dig in here. It's a volley from the keeper. And Sulemani just having to contend against 2 or 3 yellow shirts there. But we're into the last stages here of this game. Referee's got his whistle there, and that is it here at George Andrews Reserve. Port Melbourne coming away with the spoils and earning a great victory away from home. Obviously not being able to do it at home for themselves, but a fantastic 3 points for them this afternoon.
Crucial away win too for Port Melbourne, and wow, a tale of 2 halves. It was all Dandenong that first half, and in that second half it was all Port Melbourne. and they looked home and hosed at half-time, Dandenong. They really did. So unfortunately, they couldn't keep the tempo up for another 45 minutes. And Sam Amazi, there's going to be a lot of questions beckoning on what could have been if Marafiotti got a few opportunities there. We also had Jamal Ali have a few opportunities too, Ali Sulemani as well. So there's now the questions of what could have been for Dandenong, but Port Melbourne, they're going to enjoy this win, enjoy this 3 points, thoroughly deserved after an interesting start for them. They remain undefeated and now up to 9 points in the competition.
Yep, you said it there, that key word is undefeated here for Port Melbourne. Resilience. They were stingy. They did go a goal down, obviously, in that first half, but second half goals to Konagaya and Francesco Stella have seen them come away with a victory here in what was a very entertaining game. Tomo, just your thoughts on who are the better players for the 90 minutes?
I thought Ross Archibald was really good. He dug deep. Francesco Stella was fantastic off the bench and earned that goal the easiest way possible, and can't go past the main man for Dandenong Thunder. I thought Brandon Barnes had a fantastic game. It's just unfortunate that there were 2 or 3 opportunities when, he could have revisited again, hopefully. I could have thought I could have done much better there, but disappointing for the Thunder. Kudos to the Sharks there. They really deserve that.
Yeah, man, a topsy-turvy start to this season. We've seen some great results in this round five edition of the NPL Victoria, but a great win here for the away team in Port Melbourne Sharks, and they shoot themselves into the top 6. But for me, Mickey Ferraro and Mr. Michael Thompson, it is bye for now.